The common reality of life is that life is difficult. In as much as life may be difficult, there are certain pitfalls that we enter into and our life becomes more difficult. So in today's video, I will be sharing the pitfall life is more difficult for those who stop growing and learning. You see, there are different kinds of people. There are certain people that actually value growth, and then there are some people that actually never make an intentional effort towards growth. So you find that somebody is in a certain business, and then there are seminars relating to that business, there are books relating to that business, but the person never just does make an effort to actually read those books or to attend seminars or to actually consult from others in order for their business to grow. And then there's some people that think that growth is automatic. You see, just the way our body grows, others think that growth is automatic just because they're in a certain particular field, a certain particular career or business. They think they will just grow in that business or in that career. And then there are also certain people that actually just don't value growth and they hope to progress in life without pursuing it. You know, they don't value growth, they don't follow up, or they don't do things that relate to growth. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into Moments with Inonge, a platform that is dedicated to raising leaders that will impact the world positively through motivational, leadership, and inspirational talks. If we haven't met already, my name is Inonge, your hostess with the most. We've been looking at reality, the foundation of learning. And like I shared when I just started this video, I said in today's video, I'm going to be talking about life is more difficult for those who stop growing and learning. So just like a coin has two sides, it has the head and it also has the tail. We're going to talk about two eventualities, you know, when things are going well and things are actually not going well. So I'm going to start with the downside when things are not going well. You see, there are certain times that things are not going well. And in relation with this pitfall that I'm talking about, you know, where life becomes more difficult for those who stop growing and learning. So if things are not going well, and then you just decide to stop growing, and you decide to stop learning, life becomes more difficult. Like I shared in the previous post to say, the reality of life is that it is difficult. You know, the levels of difficulties may vary from one person to another, but the actual reality is that it's difficult. So now, if things are not going well, and then you decide to stop growing, you decide to stop learning, what is going to happen is that life is going to become more difficult. Allow me to share this example. For instance, you own a business and you have set up certain systems in your business, and then you apparently happen to do a stock take. You know, you do a stock take and you find that maybe your workers have been stealing from you, or you find that there are certain goods that you invested in and then those goods are not moving. So actually what's happening is that you're not getting a return on your investment. So things are slow for you. What happens is that if in this particular scenario, the person involved in that scenario actually decides not to learn or to grow, what's going to happen is that things are going to become more difficult. So in the scenario that I've just set up, right? Maybe this person is having challenges in their business. They found out that the workers are stealing, or they found out that their investment is not yielding any profit. And then they go to a particular person, maybe the person is in the same field, and then they give them an insight. They share with them an insight. But because they're used to the way they've been doing certain things, and because they're used to the way they set up the system, they decide not to adopt, you know, the insight that has been shared with them by somebody who's actually in the same business and doing well. What is going to happen is that because the person has been given insight, but they've decided to ignore, what's going to happen is that the same things will be happening. If the person discovered that they were stealing, the workers were stealing, and they don't put in certain measures, to put an end to the theft, what is going to happen is that the workers will continue stealing. So there are certain times, guys, that we adopt the tendency to resist change. Even if that change is going to bring growth to us, we sometimes adopt this tendency to just resist change. And once we do resist change, we won't grow and we won't learn. Remember, there's a saying that actually says that insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. So what I'm trying to say is that if things are not going well, please, when you get an insight, try to implement the insight. Don't hold on to what you know is wrong. Don't hold on to it without changing it, even when you know that it's not serving you. Be open to change, be open to growth, be open to learning, and implement that which you actually learn. And then we're going to look at the flip side of the coin, which is now the winning side. You see, life is more difficult for those people that actually they are satisfied with their gains. What happens is that if somebody is satisfied with their gains and then they stop growing, they stop learning, the end result is that they are going to start to plateau. Their cave, if their cave was going up, their cave will start going down. They'll begin to plateau. An example of this is maybe a singer releases a new song and it tops the charts. So now, since the song has topped the charts, you'll find that people will be demanding for that singer to actually go out there and perform. So the schedule of this singer is going to be tight, with so many performances here and there within the country, outside the country. The singer is just going to become busy. So what is going to happen is that if this singer actually doesn't take time, to think about their success, take time to reflect on what reality is, that what will happen is that the success of that singer will actually bring that singer down, because that singer will become so consumed with the success of that song and forget that on the flip side, there is somebody else that is in the studio. There is somebody else that has written that has written a song and is practicing. And when that song comes out, it may be a hit. So meaning, reality is that yes, you may have scored high, you may have gained so much, but then if you don't grow, if you don't improve on that which you have gained, you won't be able to maintain that level of success. So like the example I'm just sharing with you of the singer, if the singer is just consumed with moving from concert to concert, what is going to happen is that they'll become outdated and they won't do anything else that is going to have an impact. So the best is that even when you are succeeding, please continue to learn, continue to grow. That is a pitfall that many people find themselves in. Where they succeed, maybe they get one contract and this contract seems to be good and it seems to be forthcoming, and then they just settle because of that one contract, forgetting that there may be a time that that contract will come to an end. What do they do? So the success gets to their head. You see, what success actually does is that it distorts the view of reality. It distorts the view of reality. One begins to think they're actually better than they are. One begins to think there is little or nothing they can learn. They're convinced that they'll no longer have to face or overcome failure. But all those things are dangerous concepts. And if one finds themselves in such a pitfall, it may be hard for them to come out, and it may be difficult. These are the times that we hear people talking about other people to say, baja bantu, venze bantu. Or you even hear somebody even just talk about themselves to say, way back, I actually made it. Way back, I had it big. These are the times that somebody who once, hit the top of the chart can't release something new to hit the top of the chart again. So those are the pitfalls. That's a pitfall we need to avoid as we journey through life. Life is more difficult for those that stop growing and those that stop learning. So now, in regards to what I have said, how do we fight such situations? So how we fight such situations and avoid that pitfall is by facing reality. From time to time, having a honest and realistic evaluation of things. If you are losing, have a honest and realistic evaluation of things, how your business is going. What am I doing? What am I not doing? Where are the losses coming from? What can I do to improve my business? And if somebody else that has made it or is making it comes up with an idea, please, guys, let us be open to say, okay, if I try this, if I try that, it may work out just fine. So once we get those insights, let's also implement. Let us not hold on to something that is wrong, even when we know that it's not serving us. And if we are succeeding in our endeavors, let us avoid the pitfall, the pitfall of just being satisfied with that level of success. Let's aim higher. Let's keep improving, and let's keep growing. As I just quickly wrap up this live segment, I would love to share a quote by Jim, and that says, "Grade the plays the same, win or lose." There's a tendency when one succeeds, they'll go like, okay, I've made it. They won't go to the drawing board and look at how they have made it. They won't have time to reflect on the processes they went through. They won't even think about how, they can better their how they can better their endeavors. And then when one loses, others may just think of just throwing in the towel without actually having to reevaluate, how the loss came about and how everything went on. So guys, that is what I had to share today with you in today's live segment, where we are discussing that life is more difficult for those that stop learning and growing. So for those that are currently online, if you've got any comment, any contribution, any question, please drop it in the comment section, and I will be able to get back to you. I'll be able to mention your comment. Actually, we have a comment from Raymond Tembo, and Raymond says, watching from Zambia, Copperbelt. Raymond, thank you so much for sharing that comment. Thank you for being a keen follower of Moments with Inonge. Thank you for sharing, thank you for liking, and thank you for dropping that comment. So guys, those that are online, if you have any question, any contribution, even when I go offline this live broadcast, please do drop your comments, do drop your questions, your contributions, and I will be able to get back to you. So at this point, I would love to urge everyone that's watching to say, stay tuned to Moments with Inonge, as the next post or live video will actually be about life being more difficult for those who don't think effectively. Remember, reality is the foundation of learning. Once you ignore reality, it will be hard for you to pick up. Just like any journey, it starts from a certain point and gets to another point. But before you get to the other point, there is a place for planning. There is a place for costing how you get from point A to point B. And this can only be done if you face reality. So please, guys, have a honest and realistic evaluation of where you are, and look forward. Don't be discouraged by where you are. Look forward to a brighter future, look forward to a brighter tomorrow, and put in your very best. If at this point, if there are no comments yet, I'll be wrapping up this live segment. Any comments, questions, and contributions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I will be able to bring them up. Remember to like, follow, and share Moments with Inonge's page, and also reach out to me via WhatsApp if need be. Please do reach out. At this point, I just want to thank everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for sharing. And looking forward to the results, hearing results of how, having a realistic view of where you are has enhanced your comprehension of where you are, and has given you insight to what you can actually do. So you're watching Moments with Inonge. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.